got to meet the who's who of college wrestling
Yes.
this past week. Now, I'm sure you got your finger on the pulse that NIL is just going to change some things.
Yeah, it'll change some things.
What do you initially?
Yeah.
What is the biggest?
The thought? You know, I think we as wrestlers just have to understand perspective. That's keep things in perspective. But for the guys like a Roman Bravo Young, right? A Dayton Fix, Gable Steveson, those guys that have I mean, Spencer Lee. If I'm Spencer Lee, I'm wearing those pajama pants and I'm selling them. Because who doesn't want a pair of Spencer's pajama pants? I'm buying Spencer's pajama pants because it's a thing, right? You got to know what you can sell. Dayton Fix should make wigs. You know how Habib has those wigs? Make the Dayton Fix wig. You know, Bravo Young has shoes. Make shoes. You got to find your niche, start to explore that, and make some money on your name. Okay. You know, these football athletes, basketball athletes, it's a little bit of a different thing. I mean, I saw a gal does gymnastics at LSU. She's got 2 million followers, right? She's going to make a lot of money. But in wrestling, there are avenues for these guys to make money.
So I think that's, and maybe I'm crazy, but I think that's the first step. It's like the merge.
Yes, that's the first step.
That's the first step. Where do you see this growing? And do you see it really helping the sport of wrestling in the long term?
I mean, I think it can make for some very interesting times in terms of recruitment, the way kids are paid, right? I sat there for the last week talking to people, and some of the ideas that are out there, it's so right, like it's crazy, right? Like, what's this gonna do to the RTC, right? What's this gonna do to the RTC what if you can pay the athlete opposed to the RTC guy? But the RTC guy is so important because the RTC guy is the guy that your athlete wants to wrestle with. So you need to make sure that those guys are in the room. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to have to navigate through this thing to make sure that everybody's still happy. It's going to be different.
It's going to be different, but I welcome the change.
I do welcome change. I think our sport needs change. You know, we've done the same thing for a long time. And I believe that we need to now reach a new audience, right? And I think I've been one of those people where when the new people come in, I almost want to run them out. Like, this is our sport. This sport belongs to us. No, we need to welcome in new people, get new eyes on the sport, and get these kids making the money that they rightfully deserve, because it can become something. But don't rush to sign with an agent. Don't go and do all those things right away. Take your time. Feel and see what's happening, and then make informed decisions as to what you want to do. Because there's going to be a difference between certain guys. Certain champions are going to have a longer reach. There are going to be kids like a Chase Saldate, right, who spent years in AKA with me and Habib, who has a massive social following that isn't a national champion, that may be able to monetize this thing a little bit more than
someone
that may have a championship. Right, but because of all that time he spent in that pro gym, getting seen by all those people, I get constant, where's Chase? Where's Chase from MMA fans? So they follow Chase, right? There's certain guys that it may help in that regard. Take your time, find out where your lane is, because guess what, Mike? If it's $600 more a month, that's $600 you didn't have before, right? So let's get these kids paid.
Let's be honest, right?
College kid?
Maybe that doesn't impact you and I, but
college kid?
What the heck would I do?
If I could have had $600 a month, I remember when I would get my financial aid check, it was $1,500 a semester, and I felt like I was rich.
Okay, so put yourself in the Wayback Machine. What if this NIL stuff came out when you were still in school? What would your first instinct be towards?
I think with the name, image, likeness thing, if I was in college, I don't know that, see, and as a 42-year-old man, I look back and go, there wouldn't have been much for Daniel Cormier, right? NCAA runner-up, junior college kid. But I can imagine what Kel Sanderson would have made. Like, wow, he'd have gotten paid. But what would Joe Heskett have made? What would Donnie Pritzloff have made? You know, Donnie Pritzloff kind of the guy that's hard-working guy, salt of the earth, blue-collar guy, right? Nobody was looking at Donnie Pritzloff going, I want to be, you know. So it's going to cause some, it's going to be different for different people. But for me, I would have just tried to, if I could have got $50 extra from a local person in Stillwater, hey, That would have been great for me.
That's interesting, and maybe that's where it starts.
The money helps, right? That's where it starts, right? A company in Stillwater may start sponsoring guys. Maybe there's a place in Palo Alto that gives a couple athletes $100, $200 a month. We do it in fighting. There's a place called Milo's Meat Market right up the street. They sponsor Duran, right? It's like just certain companies, you know, work with people. Yeah.
You're squeaking out a living.
Now you're making out some money.
You know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong.
Definitely is. Well, we just can't think, right? Like Cade Cunningham, the basketball player from Oklahoma State, is #1 draft pick. He may go and sign with Nike right away, right? That's not for everyone. But Mr. Fast Switch, he got a contract, so it's good.
He did.